Hello, folks. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. Hi, Georgina. Hi, Anita. Hi, Leanna. It's good to see everybody. Looks like it was working. I was going to say, looks like my chat might be working on my tablet today, but maybe not because it's back to commercials over there again. Ugh. I don't know why it does that some days not, some days so. And it just sort of drives me nuts when it does that, but I don't know how to change it. So nothing I do to the tablet's working. Weirdo thing. But anyway, I didn't really have any plans for today, though I was thinking, my husband has moved things down below my desk and my footrest isn't there anymore. I'm gonna have to move something in a minute here. There we go. I take one of my boxes that I store stuff in and I put my legs up on it so they aren't hanging down from my chair that much. It makes it a little more comfortable. So, one of my eyes is bothering me a little bit. Hey, Mary. Hi, Donna. So, today I thought we'd take this little house we got in the, and maybe even the little bird, one of these little birds the yellow birds that we got in our Randy's Christmas bundle, and make them into some hair barrettes. And you can always use more hair barrettes. Oh, I was looking for these hair sticks just yesterday, and here they are. Couldn't find them. Now I found them. Oh well. Sitting right beside me. Doesn't that figure? Couldn't find them, but they're right beside me. This is so strange. But, hey, Beth. Good morning to Gwen. So, hey, Cynthia. So I'm thinking we'll make a few little hair barrettes using this this little house. We'll make a cute little hair barrette. It won't be hard. All we've got to do is choose what size we want to make, cut the loop off the top. This is the one I'm talking about, the little house that I got from in my Randy box. We'll cut the loop off, decide, hi Carolyn, which size we want to make it into. I'm thinking either a large or a medium. So let's get the blanks. A couple of them beside me. There's a large and a medium. Had some other junk there too. If we put it on the large, I'll probably want some other kind of decorative item on either side, or on the medium, it's gonna probably take up, hi Brandy, everything I want to do. So let's turn down. Got my little raccoon here beside me for inspiration. He's cute. I don't know if you guys saw him yesterday when I unboxed. See, it's my paper raccoon here. Isn't he cute? He's going to sit right here beside us. So, oh, by the way, I am going to be on tomorrow morning. I usually record my Softflex unboxing, but I think we'll just do it tomorrow morning on Thanksgiving. And I'm going to try and make the time to do my members live as well tomorrow morning. So that will hopefully work out for us. So let's turn us down first. There is the blanks that I pulled out, the large and the medium. This is a large, this is a medium. See the slight difference in size here? It's about, about a ½ inch difference. Here's our little house. I got the yellow bird up here. Now, if we did do it as a large, I do have some painted pieces still over here. We could put some leaves or even some flowers around our little house. I'm thinking we probably want, let's see, there's the flowers. The others are critters. So if we did it with the large one, I'm thinking we would want some leaves or some flowers on either side to put a rose. There's another little rose. Come here, you. And maybe though in all actuality, do I have 2 of these? Not sure I do. Let's find out. That's ferns. Now, if I were to use the fern, it would end up being an extra large because the ferns are big. So no ferns. Don't think shamrocks. Don't want fall leaves because we have green here. Don't have 2 of these, so I'd have to paint a new if I was going to use those. So we're not going to use those. So we have to decide, are we going for a large or are we going for a medium? I think we're going to have to go for a large if I want to put the flowers on. I have one little sunflower, which actually with the color of the house and such would probably be a little better, but I don't think I have a second one. Maybe the purple one. Yeah, I think that would work. So now we have to decide on our base pieces. I really wish my chat would come up on my tablet, but it's not. So hey, Sid. Hey, Brandy. Oh, did you take your earrings with you, Beth? So I think we're going to get a base piece for back behind here. And here's how we're going to do our hair barrette. This is going to be a large one. And even though, well, no, I can't take it down to the show until Thursday because it won't be dry enough, but it'll still be ready to go on Thursday. So that's good. So let's get some base pieces. Now these have come in 3 different colors, so we got to decide, do we want the gold, the silver, or the bronze for our main piece that goes in the middle here. So we'll have to compare those, see what we think. But I'm going to use one of those. And I think we'll use, excuse me, probably these little bronze side pieces. I think, yeah, there's 2 there. So what we'll do is we're going to put these in place like if they were on the barrette. So we're going to have them about right here. It has to go over here some more because we want to fit that into the little groove right there. Then we have to put these in place. Now this would go like this, and we're going to put these on like this, would go like this, and here and here. Same over here. And then the question becomes, do we like this bronze one as the back one, or would we rather have the silver I don't think so. For some reason that just doesn't work for me. Or the gold. So I'm not sure. What do you guys, I was leaning towards the bronze, but then I'm thinking, well, the gold one adds a little lightness to it, if you know what I mean. It doesn't feel as dark with the gold in there as with the bronze. You think the house gets lost on the gold piece? Okay, I was sort of thinking that as well, but I just thought it lightened it up quite a bit. But yeah, it does show up much better on the bronze. So let's go with the bronze. Now, I'm thinking we can make the bird into this little guy here. he can be a medium. We'll have to take him apart here, which is, of course, not hard at all. I'll take him off right now, in fact. Oh, come on, you didn't twist very good. There we go. I think down in here a ways, I had, if I can find it where it's at. Ah, there it is. We have this little, excuse me, the fall leaf branch. Can put the little birdie with him either facing it or sitting like this with it behind him. And he can be the medium one. Now we just need to find what we want him to sit on. This one will go like this. Come here, you go over there, that way some. And these are going to sit like this. After we're done here, I have to put some things in the car that I forgot the other day. And yesterday when I was getting ready to go for the show, we forgot to load a few things. So I'm going to get those things together and take them down to the show. I can't drive in now because my time to drive in is finished, but I can walk in until 6. So as long as the things I need to take down aren't very heavy, so that won't be an issue. So you can sit like this. And then we'll need something on either side because this one didn't quite go to the end of the breadth. Now, I do have some little pieces that are good for that, for when I need just a little bit of something extra. And of course, since they're little, they've fallen down in and do not wish to be found easily. There we go. So these will go under the very edges to bring that little bit of extra coverage that we need to make the medium fit good. So it doesn't need very much, just a touch. So there's going to be our second one. I'm actually thinking I might want to find the bigger ones of these little guys for this because they barely seem to be having any room there. So I will find the bigger ones, I think. And I really wish it would let me give me my stuff up there. It's not finished being set up, Mary. I pulled a muscle in my shoulder a little bit when I was unloading one of my boxes, and so I was getting hurt. I was hurting a little bit. The bird would also look nice with where the house is. Yeah. Well, yes. I tend to like to have a little bit of extra. I enjoy I used to always make everything on my own and just record it. But since I've started doing these with talking to folks and doing the lives and having this interaction, I think it's been a lot more fun and I've enjoyed it. I certainly don't mind having a second opinions. I used to scream at my husband, "What do you think? Does this work?" And he'd go, "Rose, I don't make stuff. That's you." Though sometimes he would say, "But I like that one better," or "I like this one better." But in general, it was, "You decide. It's yours. You're the one making stuff. You tell me what works better." And I'd be like, "You're not any help." Sometimes you just need that second opinion. Okay, I'm not finding the bigger brass ones like the little ones. I've got them in two sizes, and I've pulled out the silver ones. I've pulled out the gold ones, but I haven't seen the brass ones, which is weird because I know I have them. Everything else under the sun is coming up, but not the brass ones of that type. But I do want a little bit bigger, just a little bit, than what we had down there. So I really wish the brass ones would come up. Nope, those are hummingbirds. That's not brass. Gold, silver. Butterflies. Don't want that. Don't want that. One of these days, maybe I should take these out of this bag that I keep them in and put them somewhere else. See, I do have gold ones. The gold ones are right here. And as you can see how much bigger these are, these things would definitely sit on these better. I'm not sure if I can find the bronze ones. So they would sit more like this. Go in there. Because these will overlap a little bit at the back. The bronze little house will still be there. And my leaf. See, they will sit a little better. They won't be looking like they're going to fall off the edge at any time. The gold would work. It's not really what I wanted, but it would work. Beginning to think all I have is the little bronze ones. I've found 3 packages of the little bronze ones so far, and none of the big bronze. Yeah. Okay, these are a little bigger than the other ones, but they're not really what I want. But because they get fatter over here instead of smaller, we can probably make these work. Yeah, because these are actually brass before I paint them, even though they are obviously not gold anymore, they do still have that tonality, if you know what I mean. And so they do sometimes float towards the towards the gold side, so they do sort of disappear a little bit. But I wonder about take you out, put the black in. That's true, they don't. Hey, Carolyn. Oh, hi, Renee. Silver. I do have some silver. Let's see what the silver looks like. Now I got to re-find it because I know I dumped it back in the bag. There they are. Ooh, just tore my bag a little bit. Wait, have to replace it. So we have this black one on this side. Let's take this bronze one out over here. Slide over there. And put the silver. It's going to go all the way under like so. And then the leaf. Come on, leaf. Sit on there. And then the flower. I think either of these would work, the black or the silver. What do you guys think? Okay, everybody's going for either the black or the bronze. I tend to agree. Ooh, this black one has a wowie. That's all right. We're going to have to bend it anyway. So let's get you over here further so we can see you better. Okay, slide back up there. There we go. And that would be about where it would sit, maybe a teeny bit more over this way. Okay, I like the black better because we have more room to work here, and I think that works. So my show doesn't start until Friday. Setup was yesterday. So this is the black. It has more room to work here because we have bigger pieces. Let's put the one side back to being the bronze. It'll slide up about right here, probably. Let's see. We want to do a slight comparison here. Yeah. And then we can, our little house would go up in here. I think either would work. So we have more votes for the bronze though. So let's put our black away. And we'll get our mat out and start working on these babies. Oh, let's get you over here out of the way. Oh, here's my silicone mat. Now, for those of you who haven't been here when I've been making barrettes before, I use this silicone mat, which I got on Amazon because, well, see the paint here that I've got on here? It'll peel off. And I don't worry about it so much because, let's face it, it's meant to be painted and glued on. That's what its specific purpose is, so that you know, you get it on a regular mat, it's permanently there. On one of these, it's not there. Raccoon baby, stay up there, baby. Now I have the paint sticking on my finger. But our first, we have like, we're going to make both of these. So our first step is going to be cutting our rings off of our pieces. So I'm getting my heavy duty cutters here, and I tend to cut one side of our ring at first so that you can get all the way to the other side, because if you try to cut them straight across, a lot of times what you'll get is that you have a big bump there. Wow, this side is tough. Okay, we'll put them down here until I get a chance to get the file out and file the sharp edges. Now these little tiny ones that you can sort of go all the way across because they're not quite so straight there. But let's see, the other flower has one too. Come here, you little flower. Now sometimes I'll leave these rings in place, and if I do, I then will use a flat back crystal to fill the hole in. And it makes for a cool contrast. I could have left it here and like put a bright yellow one behind it for the sun, but I didn't think of that till just now, so too bad. So sad. Anyway, so then we're going to file the edges down here. For here with you. Okay. Now the pieces are all ready to go. And as usual, my chat's not working. I do not know what they did to that. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Tina. So, okay, now that's step number 1 all done. We've got all of our pieces done. Now these ones have a little bump up right here. So I tend to take my steel block and give those little bump ups a smack so that I don't have to worry about them being too high and causing a problem. So you guys go to the side. We're going to start with the house one. So we have flower, flower, leaf, leaf, and house. Now the house is going to go in the middle, and that's good because I don't really want to bend it any more than I have to, because sometimes, and I don't think I'm going to have to bend it at all. It looks like it's going to lay right there. Pretty good. Sometimes when you have an enamel piece, when you try to bend it or put a hole in it or something like that, it will pop the enamel out of its frame. So I avoid that as much as possible. The little birdie, I probably will have to try and bend him a little bit and hope for the best. Because see how his tail sticks up there on this side? One side or the other sticks up. So we're going to have to try and bend him just a little tiny bit. I will do it in teeny weeny little increments when I do it. I use a bracelet bender. This is a bracelet bender by Artistic Wire, which, as most of you know, is Beadalon. So, hey, Debbie. Actually, I was trying to, I have extras of these around the house, and I was trying to find them because I was going to send one to Beth at one point because I don't think she has one. Anyway, we got to bend these pieces, and I just start on one side and go up and over. And this is probably going to be bent too much. We'll have to bend them back. I can bend them by hand. Before I discovered this bracelet bender, I used to always bend all my pieces by hand, which could be a bit of a pain in the rear. But it can be done. So now we're going to take and we're going to put it over where you want it to sit, and you're going to hold it in place. Now see, it's a teeny weeny gap there, so I'm going to bring that up just a bit more. So that's on that side. This one already looks good on this side. We don't have to bend it back any. But you see the big, huge gap I put right there? Let's see if I can get it so you can see it good. There's a big gap right here. So we need to bend that back. Bend it so this is a little flatter here in the middle. So we'll just take both sides and bend up just a hair's breadth. Put it back on, compare. Now it's just a teeny touch up, and it seems to be right here in the middle. So we'll give it a little bit more right there. And I think we got it. So now that's going to sit there. Our house will sit on top of it. And then we have our leaves going this direction. And I'm going to give them just a light bend, hardly any at all. And by that I mean I'm going to just stick it right in here, and then instead of pushing it down all the way, I'm just going to push it down a little bit so I can just start to feel it bend. Now I will say the brass pieces are a lot easier to bend with the bracelet bender than by hand. The little flowers are small enough they don't need bend. So we're going to now start this one, and we got to get our E6000 out. Your raccoon let me have it. And what we're going to do, wow, last 2 times I've done this, I haven't got enough glue on the threads to keep it closed. Excellent. No, you stick around. I don't want to lose you. Still no chat. Drive me nuts. You know, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but my chat's not showing up on my tablet, which is silly because it's supposed to be just a, you know, it's not actually, I'm using it to watch the chat, but it's supposed to be just like yours and my chat normally, because it's not actually affiliated. I'm not recording with it. So it should just be acting like a normal chat. It's not. The chat's not coming up at all. And then Randy said that did it to her when she came on yesterday to watch me do the unboxing for her box. She said it did the exact same thing to her on hers. And it's really strange. So now what I need is a little bit of glue in these 2 triangular spots right here, because they're going over the top of the others. So we'll put this on here, and I'm going to go across the middle just to make sure that it sticks down, and then over here on this side. Close it up. Now, dimes to dollars, I won't be able to put any of the other pieces on for just a little bit, because we're going to pin this down to make sure it stays in place and doesn't take any side trips anywhere. And I do that with these little tiny clothespins. These ones are from Dollar Tree, I think, and you can get them also from Walmart in their graphics section. But these work great for holding your pieces in place. I get one of these bags every 3 months or so, because as you glue these, they're going to glue the pins together. They're not going to, you can usually get them open 3 or 4 times, but after a while, they've got enough glue on them, they're saying, no, we're going to stay permanently closed. So I make sure this is where I want it on the back side, and I put 2 here so it doesn't slide off one side or the other. See how it slid a little bit there? So I want to move that into place. And I got a little glue on my finger. I always do, so I have a paper towel beside me so I can wipe it off to a degree. Since when it's on your skin like that, you can just, after it dries some, it peels off just like rubber almost. So now I'm going to get this where I want it here, and we're going to pin both sides of this piece in place. Now we'll let it set for 15-20 minutes, and it will be dry enough you can clean it by pulling out any little extra globs, but it won't be, oh, the house can go in right now. Cool. So we'll glue the house and put it in place since there's enough room there with the pins to not block it. But anyway, as I was saying, if you wait 15-20 minutes, any excess glue you can pull up. See, there's some popping up through here. You can take a pair of tweezers and pull that off. If you wait too long, though, it will never come off. It will be there permanently. I should buy stock in these 6,000. You're probably right. I use a lot of it for my hair barrettes and hair combs and bobby pins, all my hair accessories. Now, somebody asked Randy the other day, could you use it on stretch bracelets? And the answer is yes. But because you have to wait that 15-20 minutes for it to dry decently before you should deal with it at all, you're going to have to let your stretch bracelet sit for a while before you do anything with it. So I prefer to use hypo cement on my stretch bracelets for that reason, but you can use it. So now we're going to set this guy aside. He's got to dry for a while. And we're going to pull this one down while that one's drying. And we're going to start bending its pieces. So, oop, no sticky. Must have got glue on something because it stuck to my bender there. Anyway, as I was saying about my YouTube chat, now my chat came up all the time on Randy's, but I had to keep refreshing it, going out and coming back in as far as chat is concerned, because it kept showing a few pieces of the chat and then it would just stop. It wouldn't show the chat anymore. And I was like, what the heck are you doing here? But who knows? It's been being weird. I don't know if it's the internet or if it's YouTube itself, but it's been being a little bit bizarre. So there's that side. Now see, these have these little points, and sometimes even when you bend them, the little points stay up higher than you want. And that's what I'm doing when I'm rubbing my finger down them like that, is to try and get the little point to sit, to go down the other way. Here comes the snowplow. We had snow again last night. I was saying it never fails. It's time for the show, so let's have some snow. So we have to drive in the snow to get down to the show. And it hadn't snowed except for once prior to that. It snowed, well, I guess it was twice, because it seems to me it snowed the day we were coming home from Idaho from the Renaissance Festival. But then we've had one other day of snow that melted off really fast, and none until now. And now we have We've had snow yesterday and today. And it's like, of course, we've got this show going on. So why would you not want to snow on us? But it's the way it goes. I think it's a really rare thing when we don't have snow when we do this cell, it seems like. So. Okay, come here. Get on there so I can see if you're got to do any more bending. You're good. You're good. This one needs to bend a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now we have our bird. Now this is going to be tricky because we got to be very, very careful that we don't pop out our enamel. So I'm just going to do it in little tiny increments. Come here, bird. Well, you know what? That worked pretty good. He seems to be just enough bent. So cool. Now we'll need some more pins because I only have 2 here, and we're going to need like 4 or 5 at least. How much do they cost? I'm not sure. Bye, Kimberly. Have fun at the grocery store. Not my favorite place to be, but hey. Can I take a picture of my setup? You know, I haven't even finished setting. I haven't finished setting up. I'm going to go down and today and add a little bit more. Like I said yesterday, I hurt my shoulder a bit when I was unloading one of the heavier boxes, and so we left a little sooner than I did, a little less than I normally would on my setup. But yeah, I can try and remember to take a picture. I may even try and, I always say this, that, oh yeah, I'll do a little video from the show. I rarely ever do. I always forget. So, warning, I probably will this time too. So if I say I'm going to and I don't, well, sorry. Because once it starts, which is at the exact same time I usually do my videos, 10 o'clock, we're going to start being busy. So it doesn't take long to get them started, you know. So sometimes we even have people coming into this show before we even actually open the doors up. Officially open the doors up. People are already coming in, so it gets a little bit. Oh, I think may have put that on the wrong way. It looks like it's not laying down right. So let's pull you back up and flip you over. Yeah, that's laying down better that way. So let's get you pinned in place. Come down here a little bit more. It looks like you're sort of stuck right there. There we go. So flip you over, and you can see how it slid to the side here. So I need to slide the main one up here. Put our pins in on the edge here. I've got some runners running here from re-gluing. So now it's sitting pretty good where I want it right there. So we put the pins here, and we're going to go over here and see if we need to put another pin or so in the middle here. I'm trying to grab the edge of the barrette to push it down into place here. You have moved a little bit. I can see that. So So now this one can sit for a few. Not going to need this last pin. How much does a bracelet binder cost? You know, I don't know. I got this one many years ago, and I've got some more that I've ordered, but I have a wholesale account with Beadalon. So I actually have to order $100 worth of stuff, but it's discounted for me because it is wholesale. And they actually make me order 3 of these at once when I order them. So I don't know what its regular price is. You'd have to check. You might even be able to find these in like Michael's or something. I don't remember where I bought mine at, to be truthful with you. So, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. I don't know how much they cost because, like I say, I have a wholesale. So when I get them at wholesale price. And is my show outside? No, it's inside. The fairground has this big, huge, giant building that they call the Trade Center. And that's where they hold it at. So, and there are 154 vendors this year. With 204 spots, because some of us have doubles. 15. Yeah, I suppose you could get other ones. I just like my Beadalon one because, well, that's the official, the official one. So that's where it originated at. So I just prefer to have it. Okay, let's see if this one has set long enough to not wiggle around too much. Now I take it and just wiggle and see it's not wiggling. It has set long enough. So we'll take our pins off. And I'm going to get my tweezer out here. And as you can see, I have little bubbles up of glue here. Now, if it's dry enough, you can take hold of them and they'll just pull off. If it's not, it's going to glob and it's just going to make a sort of mess. See how that just pulled right out? Now, if it's too dry, it's not going to pull out. It's going to say, oh, yeah, have fun trying to get me out because you left me here too long and I like it. I'm not going anywhere. So now that we've got that done, I'm going to put these in my regular jar rather than the thing because they have had glue on them now and they will try to stick. I have a little dish over here that I keep these in. So now we have our little house here. So we're going to put our leaves on here. Come on, you need to go down further. You're getting into the half-dry glue, aren't you? And then our little flower will go above it, like so. Same on the other side. So let's get that glue and put it in. Do barrettes or hair combs sell better? That's a really good question because it seems to depend on where I'm at the time. I did a sale this summer where I sold every hair comb I had on the table, and I usually have at least 6 to 8 sets. And then I've had sales where I hardly sold a certain one at all, but then I've sold like 10 or 20 hair barrettes. Of course, now my hair barrettes are different sizes. I have 4 different sizes of hair barrettes so that, people have a variety of choices. I also make alligator clips. My hair combs, hair sticks, and alligator clips I make as a set of 2. Now, sometimes, like parents will buy the alligator clips because they stay in little kids' hair better usually. And they'll buy like a pair, but they might have two little girls and they're buying a pair so one can have one and one can have the other without them having to purchase more than one set. And that's fine by me. In fact, I suggested if the kids go, oh, but they are wanting the same one, and because that happens a lot. Oh, I like that one, but I want that one. Um, we all know that one, right? If we have kids. And so so then I suggest, well, if you that there are two, just get the one set and they each get one. But hair barrettes, I don't do that. I used to do that with the smaller ones. Do them in sets of two with the smallest ones, but I don't anymore. It's sometimes just a bit, oop, come on, don't get the shakes now when you're putting your leaf in place. So that works really well. But as far as which sells better, I couldn't tell you because it really depends on where the show I'm at, where I'm at, and people's preferences. Because let's face it, we can't call what people are going to like the best. We just can't. I mean, we can try all day long. It's not going to work because you're going to find that the thing that you thought would sell the best is not what's selling the best. And why does Bebop Bargain not have any new things showing? I don't know. I thought I saw a sneak peek on Monday for the new stuff, but I don't know. Maybe they haven't got it loaded. Lauren says when she does the sneak peeks that it usually takes, she usually doesn't get everything loaded until Friday. So it's just a few at a time kind of thing. So I don't know why there wouldn't be anything new up. I haven't looked lately, so got that one a little crooked. Let's see if I can straighten it some. Sometimes you can, sometimes it says no. I'm already set. So this one does have extra glue here on this edge. Oh, and don't forget to clean your tweezers after you pick glue because it'll stick to your tweezers just as easily as anything else. And then you have permanent glue on your tweezers. I said something to Randy the other day, well, use your tweezers. And this is before she started doing knotting when she was just using tweezers for other things. And she said, oh, my tweezers have glue on them. And I went, what do you mean your tweezers have glue on them? She said, well, I tweezed some glue out of something the other day and I didn't wipe them off and then it dried on there. Yeah. And then they're ruined because they have glue stuck to them. So don't forget, if you do this, tweeze some glue out of someplace. Come on. Give me that last little bit. To wipe your tweezers off or you'll have glue permanently on them because, well, this is metal. It's going to stick to it just as easy as anything else. So, something to think about. Oops, Where are you, little bottle? There we go. Now, I'm going to check to see that my opening is to this side, because that makes a difference on how you put it on. Most people, I'm right-handed. Most people are. My mom and my daughter are left-handed. But if you want this to make this for a left-handed person, turn this over and have this side first, because for a left-handed person, it's easier to thread it through your hair going this direction. For a right-hand person, it's easier this direction. So that's why I make most of mine right-hand twists or openings, whatever you want to call them, because of that very thing. So we're going to put our little bird right here, and our leaf is going to go right here. We'll glue them on right now. Now we do have, after I get these on, I notice we have an extra little space here. I have some more little tiny fall leaves. Get them out of my leaf bin here. There are some little tiny fall leaves in here. If I can find where I dumped them. There's a little one just like this. We can put him on this end. I have to cut his little loop off because he does have one, and file him a little bit, but he can go on this end since there is that room there. So he's going to go right here. And this is where that glop of glue was at originally. So I'm just going to put a little bit more glue here. This one, because he's small enough, it's easier to put the glue where you want it instead of on the piece. And then just push him down into place. So these ones we're just going to get glued on here. Now, one thing to think about is if you're bending, also I said how to be careful when you're bending enamel because you can pop it out. You can also, if you're trying to punch a hole in it, you can pop pieces out because the enamel is a specific, goes into a specific spot, and then it gets baked into there. But now I forgot what I was going to say other than that. I'll have to try and remember here. Space Cadet, all of a sudden. I had that happen to me a lot after I had COVID. It hasn't happened so much lately, but it does sometimes still. But then that could be age too, because I'm not getting any younger by any stretch of the imagination. So there we go. There's our two hair barrettes, a large one and a medium. We've used some of the pieces from Randy's Christmas box to make those, and I think they turned out really cute. Remember, if you want to do this, these clothespins are a lifesaver. They're mini wooden clothespins. I think I got these ones at Dollar Tree, but you can get them at Walmart also in the craft section. So just a thought for if you want to try your hand at making a barrette. There you go. Now, Heather suggested the other day when I was making barrettes that I should make kits in case anybody wanted to make a hair barrette with, the base pieces and stuff. I probably would not include the charms. Let's face it, all of us have charms that make things, and you could choose your own charms for your barrettes. Though I could, if you requested it, I could include some charms. And I could even paint them if you wanted me to do that. But if you want if you want me to make you a kit, you can just tell me what size you would like, and if there's any particular color, like bronze or silver or gold, and I could make up a little kit for you if you want a particular piece on it. If I have the pieces, and I can do that as well. I could also paint them if you wanted me to, or you can paint them all yourself, or put your own charms. Um, thank you. You love the one with the bird? So they're posting new stuff today or tomorrow at 8. Bargain Beat Box. I could, or I could just make it, or you could just message me saying, I would love for you to make me up a kit. I want it to be a large one with bronze filigree and charms. Or I could do just a large with gold filigree, no charms. I'll put my own charms on. You can message me and I can figure out a price for you and do something like that. It wouldn't be a problem to me. Um, Heather said some people, might want to try to make a barrette, but at the same time, they won't want to buy a lot of stuff because they may decide they don't like it. But and like I said, I could paint the charms for you. I could not paint, or I could not, depending on if that's, something you're interested in me doing. But I could certainly do that for you if that's something that you'd be interested in. So we have our large one here and our medium one here. Now, I'm going to show you the difference in sizes of what I have here. This one is extra large. I believe it's 4 inches across. Let's get my tape measure. Come here, tape measure. It's gone down in my toolbox, doesn't want to come out. So this is the extra large one. Yeah, it's 4 inches. The large one is, even though it's considered large, and this is the size I usually use, it is 3 inches. So quite a bit smaller than the extra large. I have so many people come to me and say, "Oh, I have too much hair for that. It won't work." And I go, "For this? This is big." So let's put these aside so they're not in the way. So that's the extra large. This is the large. Let's see, is this that's another large. I was thinking I had a medium one here as well, but maybe I don't. Oh yeah, there's the medium one. This is the small. I don't have an extra small beside me for some reason, which weirds me out because I usually have all the sizes. But those are the difference in the sizes. My daughter just likes to wear, now see, the small is about 2.5. The medium is a little over 2.5. It's about 2 3/4. Large is 3, extra large is 4. And then I also have a micro one that I very, very rarely ever use, and it's teeny weeny, like about that big. But that's the sizes other than the extra small. And here's our bird, and here's our house. Our house is a large, this size. The bird is the medium, this size. I'm going to turn this up so I can see the conversation better. It drives me nuts when this does this. Okay, what are we discussing? Oh, Friday's, Heather's Black Friday sale. Yeah. Yeah, that's coming up this afternoon sometime. I can't remember what time she told me it would be. Oh, yeah, that's right, Mary. You're in Norway? Is that where you're at? Do I have one size that is preferred to the others? Yes, the large. Most people really like the large cell. It's the 3-inch size. This is the size I always wear. And I can get my hair in all of it, just in it like ponytail like. I can pull my bangs up and put it just in the back, just the partial, or I can get all my hair in it. But my hair isn't as thick as it used to be before I got COVID because I lost a lot of my hair after COVID. It was bizarre, but it was the case. But I can pull my hair up in a French twist and put the large one, wind the large one through, and see, it's holding it. So the large one works for most of us. Heather is on in 6 hours and 45 minutes. Okay. So she's doing her cell at 6. Okay. So anyway, like I say, this one is for people with lots of hair. I once found ones with that had a double click on the extra large, so you could not tighten it all the way down and have a little bit more hair in it. But my vendor that I got those from stopped carrying them, so that was a pity. I guess it would depend on where you're at, Mary. I'm in Mountain Central Time. I mean Mountain Standard Time, which is, and so is she for that matter now, because Arizona does not do daylight savings time. So when daylight savings is going on, she's an hour ahead of me. I like Pacific time, and when it's cut off, she's at the same time as me. So Eastern time is 2 hours on the other side of me. Central is 1. So, and then Heather and I are now at the same time zone, and Pacific is an hour before us. So we're spread out. But so yeah, I am. So for instance, right now it is not quite 11:30 for me. It's 11:20, and that would be the same for Heather right now. You're selling beaded pins. Cool. Now, I am going to probably go down to the show set and do a little more setup. We're allowed to go in from, I think it was 8 to 6 today, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So I'll probably go down and take a few more things down and set some more stuff up. Probably won't get finished, but we can go in at 7 o'clock on Friday. We have to be there by 9. Show starts at 10. So thank you, Anita. I hope to. And so that's what I'm going to just get a little more setup done, because my husband was feeling tired. He had worked part of the day and then came home to help me set up. And then like I said, I pulled a muscle in my shoulder a little bit when I was unloading one of my boxes. So I was hurting, so didn't want to stick around anyway. So anyway, here is our large hair barrette with the house that we made. Ta-da! And here is our bird with the fall leaves. Had to have fall leaves because let's face it, he's wearing a scarf. Can't have something from warm weather. So there is our 2 barrettes we finished today. And I like making barrettes, and I hope you guys enjoy watching me make them. I think they're a lot of fun to make. But as Mary said, look at all these decisions you have to make. Nobody really thinks about all these decisions you have to make to do something. But you do, you can't just go, oh, let's just throw this together. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. You have to you have to think about it. You have to really, really think about it. So there's our bird again with our scarf. And the fall leaves, and our house with the little purple flowers and the leaves. Now I think the purple flowers worked really well because there's this white daisy-like flower on the house, which has the same type of petals and stuff. So I think they turned out really nice. Now they have to sit for 24 hours to make sure the E6000 sets up all the way. Thank you very much, Mary. I appreciate that. As Mary says, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And she also wished me good luck on my show, which a few of you guys have already done. This is generally one of my best shows of the year. Of course, it's 3 days. Sunday is usually a dud day. So there are times when I wish they wouldn't do Sunday, but they do it. And though weirdly enough, my last show, my Idaho Renaissance Fair, I did better on Sunday than on Saturday, which is just a rarity. You're going to try and make some barrettes, Mary? That would be cool. Now, I know that Beth tried some the other day, and I don't know what they looked like when she finished. She didn't send me any pictures. She did contact me when she was making them, saying, can I do this? Will this work? How about this? And if you want to make barrettes and you're having a little bit of a problem, you can always messenger me. And because you can messenger me, there is a phone icon on Messenger, which means you can also call if you want to. And there's also a little tiny camera that you can see that will give you a video call. So you can do that as well if you really need to contact me for something. I will always try to answer. I can't say I always will because sometimes I leave my phone in a different spot than I'm at. Like I've come to the kitchen for some reason to help my husband cook something, and the phone stays in the bedroom. Yeah. But I generally try to keep it with me or close by. So if you need to contact me when you're trying to make something, by all means do so. I have no problem with that. And I will see you all tomorrow. For those of you who can't make it tomorrow because it is Thanksgiving and a lot of you will be with family and such, I don't travel. All my family lives in Arizona or in Mexico. Now that sounds weird, right? Because I'm not Hispanic. My oldest sister lives in Mexico. She has a autoimmune disease, which is causing her to have dementia. And apparently there is the climate is a lot better for her down there. And her physician up here in the States recommended a doctor down in Mexico for her that was really good with these kind of things. So she is down there with them. So one sister in Mexico, the rest of them are in Arizona, southern Arizona, which is where my mother lives as well, down in Sun City West. So I'm the only one up here. And since I do have this show after the weekend after Thanksgiving, I really can't go down to visit at that time. So anyway, I will see everybody tomorrow that's going to make it. If you're spending time with family and you don't want to make it, don't. You don't have to. But I will not be on Friday, though I will try to record a video for Friday morning and for Saturday morning so that we do have something going on. I'm not sure about the members live tomorrow because it is Thursday, so it would be normally my members live in the afternoon. I'm not sure how that's going to work because the time my members live is on is when my husband usually has our Thanksgiving dinner finished, and that's usually the time we eat. So we'll see what happens. If we do have members live, I will let you know. If we don't have members live, I may try to do a members only recording for you guys. Anyway, we're going to go. I will talk to you all later. I hope you have a lovely Thanksgiving if I don't see you tomorrow. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you all on Monday because that will be the next time I'm on live. Bye-bye.